Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing an interview with an English expat named Justin Carter. He works for a big Belgian company located in Brussels. There he is the head of IT. In this interview I will be asking him some questions about the cultural differences between Belgium and the United Kingdom. Doing so, I hope to find out what those differences are, if there are any, and how the expat experienced it. So now we're going to talk about working abroad. What did you immediately notice was different in the other country you worked in, and what differences did you notice later on?
And this is referring specifically to working.
To working, yes.
I noticed, so in the working in Belgium compared to working in London, there would big difference I noticed fairly early on was the amount of meetings, the amount of time people would take in preparing or discussing something before doing it would be longer. There would be more preparation. So if I think about a project, working on a project in the UK and working on a project in Belgium, Belgians would want to talk about everything much more down to the detail and get that so they knew before there would be a much longer time preparing. Whilst in the UK they would more say, okay, let's just do it and then fix the problems afterwards. So that was quite a. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but it was that was something I noticed.
That was a major difference that you noticed right away.
What did I notice later on? Not really sure. It's difficult because I work for the same company, so the company, and this was a few years ago that I moved. There were a much more adherence to rules in the working environment as well.
In Belgium,
there was much. The interactions with human resources, particularly, seemed almost bizarre to me when I first came out here. I'm used to it now, but it was very, very different. The rules and regulations that they have to follow. So
Belgians are much more strict.
I mean, I'll give you an example. I had to. I've been working at the company in the UK for about 7 years before I moved here. 6 years before I moved here, and the Belgian company insisted on seeing my university degree.
Oh,
so that's
a bit weird.
And I'm told if I was ever to go for a new job, I would have to show it. Something I got 30 odd years ago, which I find strange.
So they needed confirmation again because I see a bit of uncertainty then with Belgian people, that they're a lot more. They need to know everything.
I don't think it's better people. It's just the way the rules.
Works.
It's just the rules. It's It's more. It seems to be there are more rules, and there were more. I noticed more rules about certain things.
Okay. How did you experience your colleagues? Was it easy to connect and network with them?
I work in IT, so nobody's very sociable in IT in UK, in England, Belgium, or anywhere else. But it was reasonably easy. Yeah.
And was it easier because the people were all from different countries because it is an international company? Because I imagine it would be a lot easier than to be dropped into all Belgian
most of the people in the team that I joined were Belgian, and most of them were French-speaking Belgian, although there was a couple of Flemish people. But I'm not sure that made any difference.
It went all very smooth.
It went reasonably smooth. Yeah.
And during the breaks, was there a lot of contact between the colleagues, or was it more everybody does their thing, or did you come together?
More everybody does their thing. Actually, that's something you talk about differences between just working between London and Brussels. There was much more
A group,
culture of
yeah.
going out for a drink after
Oh,
work when
okay.
in London than there was in Brussels. It seemed everybody went straight home.
Okay.
That was certainly a difference, but it could be also to do with the age of people.
Hmm.
But,
What differences did you notice in people here and over here, over in England? Are there
oh,
major differences in
major
terms of
difference.
social?
Yes, there are differences. I suppose as I've lived here longer, I notice things less differently. You Do you want me to tell you about differences that I've
Yes.
noticed?
For example, a stereotype with Belgian people is that they're more introverts. Did you
Okay,
experience that
things like
too?
that. Well, I see the stereotypes of Flemish people and French-speaking Belgians differently as well. I have to be honest, because I work in Brussels, and I see both. I find that more funny. Um, there wasn't in England, I don't think, when I was growing up, we really had any stereotypes about
No?
Belgians at all. No. Probably people more aware of Belgium now than when I was younger. Um, yeah, I don't think we're so different.
No?
It sometimes the way British people are. A lot of the differences are more to do with the way British people are. British people are very indirect, and we use our language in a different way to. How do I explain? There's a famous internet thing that was a meme a few years ago. What British people say, what they mean, and what Europeans understand.
Mm-hmm.
And
So they interpret.
I think Belgian people are much more direct when they talk.
Okay.
If they say if we're in a disaster, we'd say we're in a disaster. Where a British person might say, "I think we've got a problem."
Oh, okay.
So